Hey, this is James from Read More Comics. Welcome to another one of my videos. Just this past weekend, the city next door, South Bend, Indiana, they had a comic book convention, and that's at least how it was advertised. But really, what it was a dealer convention, and so this is kind of a biannual event, which I mean, it happens twice a year. I try to go at least once a year, though. The last couple of years I missed it. I made sure it was in my calendar, put some money aside in my comic book budget to be able to go in and achieve some goals. Walked out with a stack of comics. So let's go ahead and see what I got. Anyway, first I want to describe to you, and I wish I got some video of it, what this particular convention looks like. It has been historically at this Comfort Inn on the far side of South Bend, over by Notre Dame in St. Mary's College, if you're familiar with the geography of this city. In the Comfort Inn, the dealer, the organizer, rents out a room, not a room like as in a hotel room, but one of the convention spaces with those partition walls in the middle. He has it open up, and so if you can imagine this thing's probably, and I'm estimating, it's probably about, I want to say about 30 or 40 feet across, maybe 60 feet deep. So it's a decent sized space. In the middle is where he puts his long boxes, and these are all dollar boxes. In fact, the deals in those boxes are better than dollar boxes. If you end up with 10 books, they cost $5 a piece. 50 books, they cost, I think, $20 a piece. So you can easily get it down to less than 50 cents a book. And then around the outside, the perimeter of this room is the dealers that have come in and basically rented a table so they could sell their goods. A lot of comic books are there. In past, I've seen pops and other things. This time, though, it was almost exclusively comic books. They had a lot of graded books, though that's not what I was shopping for. And as I said, in the middle of this is where all the dollar bins are. And there are dozens of long boxes. I can't even estimate how many. I would say far more than 24 long boxes, maybe even more than that. Okay, so when I went in, I was looking to support my collector goal. Reggie Collects at the end of last year talked about how to develop a SMART goal. And this is something I did. I set out this year with my SMART goal to complete my Batman Volume 1 run, which goes from 400 all the way to the end of that volume at issue 713. I have about 70 books I'm missing. I'm also looking at getting the annuals in that time frame. And I think the annual starts with like 18 or 19. So I'm trying to piece that together too. As a collector, I do think annuals are a part of the run, and therefore I do try to make sure I pick those up as I go. So my goal going in, I brought with me a modest amount of money, is I was going to go around the perimeter. I was going to hit every dealer looking in their long boxes for Batman books in that run. I had my phone with me. I had CLZ pulled up. And so I felt pretty good about getting some headway, getting some traction. I've been pricing things on eBay, looking at Macari also. And I've been finding that most of the books in this particular run about $4 or $5. $4 or $5 seems a lot to me for books that don't have any intrinsic value. They're not keys, and we're not talking about books that are necessarily very old. Most of these going only back to the 90s. So with that, I had kind of a target in my mind. I recognized where I could get the books. But then you have to include shipping and all that sort of stuff. So I started out in that perimeter. I went down the line. I got the books I needed, and I'm going to share those last. And then I hit the long boxes in the middle. And there, I wasn't necessarily looking for any Batman books. Having been to this particular comic convention in the past and knowing the dealer responsible for that, he typically doesn't have any keys or key-worthy runs in there. And Batman is something that is few and far between. So I was just looking for other run filler books for other titles in my CLZ app. All right, so all that said, let's go ahead and get started. These are the books that I got in the middle. I first up, and I was pretty surprised to see this. I've been slowly kind of chipping away at this particular title. So we got Sam and Twitch, issue number 24. This is, I'm sorry, let me get this over here. I'm left-handed, this is a little hard. So issue number 24. So I'm getting close to that one. I think I'm down to maybe 10 books. No, not even that one. In the first run, I think I'm only down to maybe 6 or 7 books. We have Elric. This is Michael Morris Elric, Sailor of Fallen Stars. This is from First Comics. This goes back to, I think, the really early 90s, maybe late 80s. Huge Elric fan. This is, I think, the 3rd or 4th series based on different stories by Michael Moorcock. This is issue number 3. It's a really interesting art style. Kind of reminds me of some first edition Dungeons & Dragons books. These 2 books then are a part of a series, and I'm kind of kicking myself in the pants because I think I saw issue number 1 and 2 at Half Price Books about a month ago, and I didn't pick them up. Hopefully they're still there because it's not a title that most people would get. This is Silver Surfer Warlock Resurrection. This is a little mini series that came out in the 90s. This is issue number 3 and 4. We have Original Sin, Who is the Watcher, issue number 0. This is actually a key, and in like near mint, at least according to what was it? Key Collector, they're saying it could be about a $10 book. Anyway, I think this is the one where the Watcher actually dies. I'm looking to get all of the Original Sin books because they've been referenced in some of the Fantastic Four books I've been reading. So anyway, next we got, this is a Brubaker Captain America book. This is issue number 7. I think this is the 2nd volume he was working on. I think that's volume 8. This is a part of Hickman's Fantastic Four run. We have issue number 601. They had a bunch of other Fantastic Four books, but I already had all of those. And then we have a book for my Uncanny run. This is a part of Karen Gillan's run on Uncanny. So this one's not too old. This is issue number 7. For this run, I'm trying to go all the way to the end of Bendis's run on Uncanny X-Men. I don't remember what the legacy number is. I think it's like 600. Anyway, we have a Batgirl book. This is Gail Simone's run. This is issue number 10. This is one of these DC New 52 titles that I'm going back and collecting because New 52 is kind of what got me into collecting as adult. Batgirl's one of the runs. Catwoman is another one of them. So we have issue number 10. This is Trinity. Who did this? Oh, this is a Josh Williams book. So this is Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman. This started out with DC Rebirth. And this is one of those things where I kind of kicked myself in the pants. I ended at the end of an arc. I think it was like issue number 12 or something like that. Really enjoyed Trinity. And then it only had like 4 or 5 more issues. So I'm going back and trying to pick them up. This right here, actually, I got 3, 4 issues, 5 issues. These are the rest of the books I got. So we got 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 in Trinity, which is kind of a fun read. The last couple books are actually the B covers. This is when they DC started coming out with B covers that weren't ratio covers. So we have these 3 books right here, and the first 2 are just A covers. So I think I only need one more. Looking at the run, I think it's issue 19, maybe. So anyway, probably end up picking that up in the wild at Half Price Books. So the rest of them are going towards my collecting goal of 2024. And I've been reflecting on this. If I achieve this early enough, like maybe midpoint in the year, I'm going to probably pivot and then select another run. Maybe it'll be something like what I mentioned earlier with Sam and Twitch. And this isn't a spec thing. I really do enjoy Sam and Twitch, the characters. I think they're probably more endearing than the Spawn character in my mind because they're legitimately good people. You know, they're just in a really bad world. Anyway, I know there's some spec. Kevin Smith is supposed to be working on a Sam and Twitch movie. I'm not sure where that's at, or maybe it was a series. This was right at the beginning of the pandemic, so I don't know if that died or not. But I think this is ripe for turning into some sort of series. I think it might have even been Amazon Prime, so I might pick this. I've also thought about finishing my ROM run. I've been working on Volume 1 of Tomb Raider from Image. You know, so I have a couple different options, just fun books that I want to finish up. But this is kind of my focal point right now. The first book, and I think there's a couple keys in here. I'm not honestly sure. Most of these are in the 600s. What's ironic, every time I go out to buy comic books, there is always a book that ends up finding me, to borrow some lingo from another YouTube content maker. There's always a comic that finds me that I already have a copy of. And maybe I'm misreading CLZ, maybe and usually this is the case, like I'll have the A cover in, I've already collected, but I have the B cover that I want and I didn't take it out. You know, it's stuff like that. So here we have Batman 569. This is Batgirl, Batwoman. I don't remember. It's not Batgirl. I think it's Batwoman. Anyway, this is Kate Kane on the cover, right? No, Cassandra Kane on the cover. I already have a copy of this one. So when I was looking at CLZ, I was inputting it later in the day last weekend. There it popped up, said you already have that. So anyway, got 2 copies of it now. That might be something later on I end up trading with another collector to get the books I need. I don't know. So here I'm going to try to do them in little batches because there are a lot of books. So let's start with these because they're kind of all in the same time period. So these are the Batman's 400s. We got 554, 548, 551, and then 556. Okay. The rest of the books are all in the 600s. We got 589, sorry, and 602. I do like the trade dress for this particular portion of the Volume 1 run. I wish they kind of maintained that, but I get it. They wanted to brand their book. Here we have 633. And then we have 659. We get into Grant Morrison's run with, let's see, what issue is this? 673, and then we have 674. Rest in Peace with 676. That's a cool cover. And this is an Alex Ross Batman cover at 679. I've seen this book before. I'm surprised it's not a key, but I don't know. I just seen this multiple places. It's a cool Catwoman cover. This is when Paul Dini was doing some Batman. We have 685. And then we have a little run of, let's see, Tony Daniels from 693 to 698. So 693, 94, 695, 696, 697, and then 698. So right near the end of the run, we have, this looks like a Jim Lee cover. Sorry, I got a stack of comic books that's threatening to slide off. This looks like a Jim Lee cover to me. No, this is a David Finch cover. Anyway, we got 702, getting in the 700s now. And then this, in one of the dealers, he had a bunch of annuals, and most of them looked kind of beat up. And when I'm collecting, I'm not looking for run fillers. I'm looking for the best book I can buy. Even if I'm not going to get it graded, I want it to be a pristine, a minty, crispy copy. So this is Batman Annual number 18. This was an Elseworld story. But what kind of really attracted my attention was it's a Mike Mignola cover. And so that's a pretty sick looking cover. Let's show that one more time. Anyway, so that's my haul. If you want to leave a comment, tell me how I did. That would be awesome. To give you an idea, after all said and done, the dealers on the outside perimeter of this particular comic convention, their books were going for $3 or $4 a book. Some of them, and I don't remember which ones. I think, for example, this cover right here was a little bit more. I think that one might have been a $6 book, but most of the others, as I'm looking through, they were like $3 or $4 a piece. However, when we take into account all the dollar books I got in the middle, and those books were not $6 a piece, you know, they were all said and done, I think they were going for 50 cents, less than that actually. I think I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 books. So this was going for, I think I paid $7 for all of these. So yeah, that's 50 cents a piece. So if we average it all out, they were like $2. I spent about $2 a book, which I was pretty happy with. And the nice thing about it was I had them in hand. I wasn't paying any eBay fees. I wasn't paying for shipping and handling. I didn't have to wait to get the books. So I really appreciated all that. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe below. And please do read more comics.